Vani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtakarishakarini Om Jnana Tirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chashurumikam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Tadhi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahayam Raghunatam Vikam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Bhagavan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Again, we'll see each other again. How many times now? No problem. We can see you every day. Actually, Krishna consciousness is always fresh, and devotees of the Lord are the best association. It says that if the devotee of the Lord, it's not that they're bad, but associating with a non-devotee is like being in a cage with a lion. Yeah, because if you're not strong, you can be devoured. You can be eaten. It's not that they're bad, but the soul is pure, but they can be really covered up so much. And if you're not strong spiritually, you'll be able to get your very precious existence. We were talking that last day about like that, isn't it? Association of devotees. So today we're going to read from the 12th canto, chapter 2 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the last canto. There are 12 cantos in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this chapter explains the symptoms of Kaliyuga. We are in Kaliyuga. So today's topic is about the characteristics of Kaliyuga and what is the solution. Yes, Lord Krishna provided, He created the material world for all of us who wish to enjoy separate from Krishna. That cannot be experienced in the spiritual world because Krishna is always there. Krishna is also always here, but not in his Bhagavan feature. Once in one day of Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna will come. It's like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would come in once in 1,000 Kaliyugas. That's one kalpa. That means 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas. That's one kalpa. So how rare is that? That means 999 Kaliyugas. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not there. Another expansion of Lord Krishna, but still the Yuga Dharma is the holy name of the Lord. However, in those yugas, Kali Yugas, 999 Kali Yugas, Braja Prem is not available. Only when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come, he gives Braja Prem. That can be attained when we chant the holy name of the Lord. So with Kali Yuga, let's hear what the Srimad Bhagavatam says about Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the shortest of all ages. Yuga means ages. Like Satya Yuga, that means golden age. Treta Yuga means silver. Dwapara means bronze. And Kali Yuga means iron. So if you compare all those metals, which is the most precious? Gold. Even nowadays, they invest money in gold. Gold is rising, right? Not as much as Bitcoin, though. But Bitcoin is virtual. You don't know whether it's there or not. They think it is there. But if it collapses, you're finished. But gold is a commodity or is a tangible object that you can hold on, and it's not like paper money, not like the green box or green paper money, the dollars. It's artificially made. So in Satya Yuga, the means of liberation is meditation. They used to live for how many years? 100,000 years. Whoa. And they spend 60,000 years for meditation. We cannot even meditate for 10 minutes. We can. If we chant the holy name of the Lord for 2 hours, we can. And more than that, yes, it'll be a little difficult. And then in Treta Yuga, the Silver Age, the process of liberation is by performing yajna. In those days, it's what they call Asvamedha yajna, horse sacrifice, meant also for one's liberation. They live for 10,000 years. And then as the ages goes down, it's like winter, spring, summer, and fall. Which is the worst age in the winter, spring, summer, and fall? Winter. When August comes, September, fall, and then October, November, start winter now. In Atlanta, you're lucky. Rangiridhar Prabhu told me that snow only comes every 2 years. Once every 2 years.
For 1 day.
For 1 day. Christmas time, right? So, yes. And then after that, Satya, Treta, Dwapara. Dwapara is the previous age during Lord Krishna's presence or appearance. And the means of liberation that time is?
Temple worship.
Yes, deity worship, deity worship. They use gold those days, paraphernalia. They will give the brahmanas who will perform deity worship gold. And then we are in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is considered to be the worst age. The age of quarrel, the age of hypocrisy, the age where it is topsy-turvy. What's the meaning of topsy-turvy? Inside out, backwards. It's not desirable. Not desirable. Now we're going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam. I have here also. Let me see. From text 1 onwards. Because Kaliyuga is considered to be the worst age, but at the same time, it is the best age. If you are engaged in Sankirtan mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Kaliyuga, within Kaliyuga, there's a 10,000 age, golden age. Even though it is the worst, but within 10,000 years of this Kaliyuga, Kaliyuga started 5,000 years ago upon the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna lived for 125 years. Even in the battle of Kurukshetra, it says that Lord Krishna is about 90 years old. Of course, he lived more than that, right? He lived for 125 years. But after the battle of Kurukshetra, he went to Dwarka, where he had 16,108 queens. So he lived a few more years. Not that at that time. But see, that is the main difference between Lord Krishna and us. Our body goes into 6 different stages. That would take birth, and childhood, boyhood, youthhood, adulthood, then dwindling, and then we die, we vanish. But Lord Krishna's body is eternal. How old, Vedant? How old is Lord Krishna eternally?
Infinite.
16 years old. He looks like a 16-year-old boy. So Prabhupada says, even in the battle of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna looks like a young man, about 25 years old.
Is it true it's 15 years, 9 months, 7 days?
Something like that, but we always say 16. Yeah. The acharyas, they somehow or other, they know more the exact, because when he left Vrindavan, he was about almost 11 years old. But Lord Krishna's age, even though he's that age, he is, of course, he's eternal. And Prabhupada says that's why Lord Krishna always remember everything. And we can't forget. Even forget our keys. Just upon entering the house, we put it somewhere and then, where's my keys? Yeah? So, but Lord Krishna is eternally youthful and he never changed his body. That's why he remembers everything. So now, Kaliyuga, where we are right now, says, let me look at this then. Sukadev Goswami continues, is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Then, O king, religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, tolerance, mercy, duration of life, physical strength, and memory will all diminish day by day because of the powerful influence of the age of Kali. We can see that nowadays, even right now. And even though Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, the span. So we use up how many years? 5,000. How many more remains?
427.
427,000 years. The globe is getting stuck. Mm-hmm. Got it? So all of these symptoms, we are already experiencing. We're already seeing them. Religion, especially religion nowadays, is not really religion. In the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada says that this so-called religion is what you call cheating religion. Lord Krishna will come from time to time whenever there is a decline of religious practice. So Kaliyuga especially, what we call religion actually is idealism. Ism, like Mohammedanism, Hinduism, Catholicism. Ism. Ism means idealism. We mentioned this earlier also. I'm a Hindu today, I can be a Christian tomorrow. If I'm Christian tomorrow, the next day I can be a Buddhist. Next day I can be a Jew. I can be a Muslim. I can change all of these things. But then again, real religion doesn't change. It is eternal. Service to God. And Prabhupada says the best religion is that religion which can teach you how to develop love for God. Is there any religion like that nowadays? No. So-called religion nowadays teaches you also only to be materially prosper. No one really shows you, and no one describes who is God. What is God? They say, God is great. Yeah? But how great God is? Not according to the truth or the tattva or the siddhanta that we've heard from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Most of the times they will describe God as an old man because he's the origin, he's the father, and he's sitting on a big throne. We went to Cologne, Germany. There was a 1,200-year-old constructed that long ago dome. They call it the dome, but it's a cathedral. And we saw in the picture, I think I still have the picture, of God. They depict God like an old man. And Jesus is in the front. And then there's the spirit, the Brahma Jyoti. Let me see if I can get that for you. It's very interesting. So I usually don't take pictures wherever I go, but this is very special place. Let me see. Hare Krishna. And it's so special that I was like with I can tell how they want to show God in that way. Oh, there it is. Can you see? Can you see God? He's sitting in a big throne. Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna go this way now. Can you see? Huh? Yeah? You cannot see?
No,
Okay. You see the bird right there?
Yes.
That is a symbol of the Holy Spirit. We call it Brahman. So they have a little bit of idea, but not as clear as we are given from the scriptures. Truthfulness, declining. There it says that when Parikshit Maharaj saw the personified Kali dressed like a king. Color is blackish. This personified Kali, Kaliyuga, yes. He saw him beating Dharma bull. 3 legs already been beaten up. 1 leg only remains. And what is it?
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness, yeah. So Prabhupada says in Kali Yuga there's still a little of truthfulness, but it is also shaky. Shaky. Cleanliness. How about cleanliness? Some people they don't take bath. You know the homeless? They look like they haven't taken bath for years. Sometimes we see them walking, especially here in America. This is what I call the tent city. In LA, they have homeless after homeless. They walk like zombies. They don't change their cloth, or that's why the perfume was invented also in France. Because they don't take bath. They just like spray this fragrance all over, and then that was considered to be clean. It will be considered to be clean. So now, cleanliness can be also, we should be clean outside and clean inside. Our heart, Prabhupada said, is compared to as black as the coal. Coal is very black. In the material world, they also say black is beautiful. And that's true, because Krishna is blackish color. But they don't know real black, what is black. But usually black, those are in the mode of ignorance. Usually, they will wear black colors. It's like more on ignorance. Not you. You're wearing black shirt, right? Yeah, that's not. It's okay. Because you're clean. Cleanliness is not external. Cleanliness is more internal, especially when we chant the holy name of the Lord and taking Krishna Prasadam and reading Prabhupada's books. Our heart becomes cleansed. Tolerance. Oh, this is also diminishing. Tolerance. Have you heard of road rage? This also happens in India. In Noida, they will be shooting each other during road rage. Not just here in America, even in India this is happening. They have pistols. Of course, illegal handguns. And they will be so intolerant. Even here in America, it is considered to be a sin if you cut the line. Cut the queue, you're in the line at the supermarket. Yeah? Have you seen people cutting the line? And they will have a quarrel immediately. Kaliyuga. Mercy declining. The sign that the mercy is declining is having these slaughterhouses. Killing animals just for the taste buds to satisfy this uncontrolled tongue. Duration of life, we also mentioned this earlier. The lifespan in Kali Yuga is supposed to be 100 years old. And we mentioned Kali Yuga, as it progresses, if you are 35 years old, you're considered to be quite old. Physical strength is also declining so much. That's why people, they do yoga, so-called yoga. And they go different types of yoga. They enroll themselves. There is hot yoga. There's a famous, but he's a little off. So he cannot enter America also now. the one who invented this hot yoga, they will put the whole studio like blasting heat. There's what you call also snow yoga. They will do yoga outside during the cold season. There's what you call also beer yoga. You heard of that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that's Kaliyuga.
What do you do with beer?
Well, they will drink beer and then they will do a little bit, they will drink a little bit and they will do, you know. That is beer yoga. I'm sure there is wine yoga now also. Yes, different kind of yogas, but they miss. Yoga means to connect, to be in union with God, with Krishna. They do yoga, they go to the gym. You know the gym's 24 hours open?
Yes.
Why? Because they cannot sleep. Okay, so let me do exercise. But this exercise is only to increase their strength for more sense gratification. This is a type of yoga that they're teaching. There is a type of yoga that no rules and regulations. You do whatever you like. And you do it to the highest extent. And when you become tired, you'll get sick of sense enjoyment. And that's not going to happen. We have to control. We were not told like that by Prabhupada. In Bhakti Yoga, we have to control our senses. We have to control our mind. Fix the mind. Not let the mind wander here and there. No, there is certain type of yoga like that. What is so-called yoga? That it's okay, sense enjoyment, no problem. You can eat meat, no problem, whatever you like. Just give me the payment. Just give me the fee for enrolling you in my yoga. So they do that to increase their physical strength for more sense enjoyment. But no, nowadays, even they look like very big, but they're very weak. They're very weak, especially spiritual. Real strength comes from Lord Balaram. Bala means strength, and Ram means he is the source of all enjoyment. Sense pleasure, they are mistaken. We cannot get strength by increasing our senses to enjoy the sense objects. We have to control. And we pray to Lord Balaram to give us spiritual strength. Memory. Nowadays, memory is becoming weaker and weaker. That's why there's so many brain supplement. Ashwagandha, or Jingo Biloba, or ginseng, all these things. No. If you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, especially you students, your memory will be so strong. You'll be able to remember, recollect things easily. When you chant the holy name of the Lord, when your senses are under control, then the mind becomes so powerful. So Sutta Goswami is mentioning this to King Parikshit. We didn't read the purport. Let's go to the next one because there are many of them. Text 2. In Kaliyuga, wealth alone will be considered the sign of a man's good birth. Especially there is a saying, oh, that child is born, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. What does that mean? Is that really that when he took birth, there's a silver spoon? No, because his family is wealthy. Yes, and he's considered to be, that's a sign of a good birth. No. Children, you don't see that karma is acting upon them at that age. Usually karma will start at the age of 5. Sometimes they have what you call broken homes. They're the ones who get more affected, not just the parents. And it'll be a traumatic experience for them. They will carry that traumatic experience until they become adult. Heavy karma. Proper behavior and fine qualities. Is that a sign of one who is good if he's properly behaved? The schools is not meant just to teach you academics. Math, English, physics, all these things. But actually, it should mold you to become a good, moral, valued personality. But look at this. There is a school in New York, elementary school. And the kids will be searched. There is a metal detector because they carry guns in the classroom. Sign of Kaliyuga. In those days, the Vedic times, and even nowadays, we have Gurukul. Gurukul. The Gurukul is the school of the spiritual master. They teach more than academics. They teach and they mold the children how to become Krishna conscious, God conscious. So our Gurukul in Vrindavan is one of the topmost Gurukuls in northern India. If not, it is the number one. And soon enough we'll have also a Vedic university where one can learn Vedic astrology, Ayurveda, economics. There is also Vedic economics, and so on. It was approved already, so very soon, maybe in a couple of years or so, we will see a very authentic Vedic university or school. It says here, and law and justice will be applied only in the basis of one's power. There's a saying in English, might is right. Yeah? Money can buy justice also in Kaliyuga. If you have money, of course, there are certain, up to the extent that you can do it. But if you're really high level, classified criminal, it's not possible. We've heard that in the news every day. Yeah? They cannot do anything. They're ready to pay millions of dollars for bailing out. But they're not allowed because they're so dangerous. But usually in small areas, this happens in third world countries. Of course, India is not a third world country anymore. It's a high class now. It's a giant, sleeping giant. But still it happens. They will give money under the table, bakshish. Yeah. Unfortunately, this happened to us also, just recently. I'm not going to mention what it is. Those who know, you know. Yes, because in judicial, there is a lower court, higher court, and there is Supreme Court. In the lower court, maybe yes. In the High Court is yes. When it comes to Supreme Court, they will say no. Why? Under the table. So law and justice will be applied only in the basis of one's power. And that power means influence, If one is a political figure, look at here, in America alone, we have twice elected a president who's considered to be not really thinking balanced. And now everyone is like saying, why did we elect him? Blind leading the blind. Hare Krishna. That's what it is, isn't it? It's blind leading the blind. If the leader is blind, what do you expect? The rest, they'll be unhappy. The whole population will be unhappy. Population will be unrest. Next. I'm not reading the purport because there's a lot of description of this Kaliyuga. Men and women will live together merely because of superficial attraction. Yeah. Now no more marriage. Marriage is just like a piece of paper. This is becoming rampant now. There's no need of becoming committed because they knew that once I get what I wanted from you, and if you don't have any more, no more taste. Find another wife, find another husband. Yeah? Is that true? They're afraid to commit themselves. They may be what you call live-in partners for such a long time. And then you will have children also. And then when they get separated, again, who's going to suffer? So it's only superficial attraction. Skin dip attraction. Beauty is not skin deep, it's within again. So no more marriage these days. The success in business will depend on deceit, cheating. That's why the rich, they become more richer because of this. How many companies became rich after COVID? Unbelievable. The price jacked up like 300% or something, isn't it? Especially the pharmaceutical business. It was a business. Who knows? They're probably giving us only some water. What do you call this? Placebo. Placebo. Placebo means you think that I'm taking the medicine, but because your thinking is like that, now I'm well. But still, how come we've heard that still this COVID, they don't call it COVID now, they call it flu. And people are getting sick for 2 weeks. That's not a flu. Some devotees also took this medicine and they get so sick. Some of them died also. It's artificial. Because why? Business will depend on deceit. It became a business only. Womanliness and manliness will be judged according to one's expertise in sex. And a man will be known as a Brahmana just by his wearing thread. Even the rickshawalas in India, they wear Brahman thread. That doesn't make them Brahmana. I remember going to Jagannath Puri, so we wanted to enter the Gundicha Mandir. So there is some so-called, they're Brahmanas, yes, wearing thread. Okay, you're a Brahmana. He says, no, you cannot enter. You cannot enter because you're not a Brahmana. Similarly in Vrindavan, There's a temple before, but now it's quite, liberal, so they opened up. And our devotees, Prabhupada's disciples, they wanted to go and have darshan. He says, no, you cannot enter because you're not Brahmana. So they went to see Prabhupada, and they told Prabhupada, we're not able to come in because they said we have to be Brahmana to enter. Prabhupada says, tell them, next life they will take birth in ISKCON so they can do also puja in our temples. Our standard of worship in ISKCON is quite high. I mean, it's not finding faults, but in some temples also, you go to their temples, the brahmanas, they're not so qualified, and the deities are not being taken care of properly. Yeah. In our temples, we're not allowed, brahmana, we're not allowed to wear any sewn garments. In some temples, they will wear, banyan, the brahmana. Or they will be eating or taking gutka, or what do you call this? Pan. Yeah, they will speak first and then they will do the arti. That's Kaliyuga. That's the sign of Kaliyuga. And also it says that in Kaliyuga, men, if you have a long hair, you're considered to be beautiful. In the purport it says, God intends human life to be an opportunity for us to rectify this illusory mode of existence and return to the vast satisfaction of pure godly existence. Okay, we continue on, because this is a series. A person's spiritual position will be ascertained merely according to external symbols, and on that same basis, people will change from one spiritual order to the next. A person's property will be seriously questioned if he does not earn a good living. And one who is very clever at juggling words will be considered a learned scholar. Yes. We've seen this, especially in India. They're good in word jugglery. And because that person is very charismatic, even our own devotees will go and hear from them. One must be very careful to not to hear. We should not hear outside of our institution. Prabhupada also told his disciples not to hear from his god brothers, his own god brothers, because again, if they say something different, then they may become confused. If they say something different from what Prabhupada says, they'll be confused. There is one disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He asked Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, please give me your blessings, because I want to take shelter of this other sadhu. Prabhupada says, yes, I give you my blessings, you go to hell. We are so fortunate that somehow or other we have contacted this process under the supervision, under Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise we'll be lost. The whole world is lost, practically. 99.99% is lost in this world. Lost because they're not be able to go back home, back to Godhead. Lost means they don't know the path of going back home, back to Godhead. We're so fortunate. We should not take it for granted. Yes, in the beginning it may be very difficult to follow the process, but I mentioned this many times. If you know something which is better than what Prabhupada has given to us, please let me know. I will try it myself. So I've been trying to practice this sadhana, bhakti. That means following 4 regulative principles, chanting 16 rounds minimum, waking up early in the morning, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, attending all the necessary, that means important things for one to make advancement, and I don't feel any tiresome unto this. I didn't feel like this is boring. Oh no, I have to get up again tomorrow at the same time. I have to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra again. Of course, prasadam is not boring also, isn't it? Everybody likes prasadam, but other things we have to follow strictly. So be very careful. In YouTube you will hear so many of these speakers, so-called very elevated personality. But one must be very careful. Prabhupada is so powerful, and his philosophy is so simple. These so-called word jugglers, they're called good talkers. And there's a saying, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. They don't practice what they speak. A person will be judged unholy if he does not have money. And hypocrisy will be accepted as virtue. Oh, Hare Krishna. Marriage will be arranged simply by verbal agreement. Oh, Kaliyuga is so much. I've seen in the news in India, a person married a dog. That's true. But that's true. How can you marry a dog? Well, you can, but what's going to happen after that, I don't know. And a person will think he is fit to appear in public if he has merely taken a bath. So again, this is all just internal. Yeah, a person will be judged improper if he does not have money, and cheating will be accepted as a virtue. Marriage will be arranged simply by verbal agreement, and a person will think he is properly attired if he has merely taken a bath. Prabhupada, so much. He chose New York City. This is the epitome. This is the greatest city, but this is the city that do your own thing. He chose like the Kaliyuga city is New York actually. Atlanta not so much as New York. But New York is the greatest because this is the boiling pot. Everything is there, all the cultures and everyone. And you do your own thing, no one will say anything. You are already dying on the street and no one will take care about it. No one will care less. Yeah. No one will care about it. This is Kaliyuga. But devotee of the Supreme Lord, he is Paradukkha Dukhi. Yes, Prabhupada's mood is Paradukkha Dukhi. What does that mean? A devotee of the Supreme Lord, he cannot stand, he cannot bear a person who is suffering. In the material world, your fellow neighbor is already like, the house is in fire and you will not even call in the fire. Hey neighbor, your house is burning. No. In Kaliyuga, this is the symptoms. But a devotee of Vaishnava, he cares a lot. Especially, we cannot save their material conditioning, because that is their karma. But their karma will change if they take up the Krishna consciousness. So a devotee of the Lord, he will do anything and everything to help the conditioned souls. Through book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, and Prasadam distribution. So we were in New York and we've seen also there are many, food trucks. I was thinking we should have that also. Prasadam truck, distribution of prasadam. In Atlanta that would be good, isn't it? Yes, prasadam food truck. You're not just feeding them, but you're also purifying them. A sacred place will be taken to consist of no more than a reservoir of water located at a distance. Yeah, a sacred place will be taken to consist of no more than a reservoir of water. Sometimes even in a holy place, they will say, yes, this is a holy place, but actually they made it up only so that they can get some donation. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he also says, they will show you Krishna for some paisa. And they will use the Salagram Shila for breaking nuts. So, and beauty will be taught to depend on one's hairstyle. Yes, you go to a barber shop, you can choose like a menu. I want this style, I want that style. So no, that's not the beauty. The beauty is from within, not external. So don't be judgmental. It's very important. Don't be judgmental. Be very careful, especially those who come the first time to the mandir. We should be very welcoming. I was in New York Temple, Brooklyn, and they have a very nice receptionist. Very nice. But sometimes our temples, it's empty, not even a receptionist, or no one will answer the phone call. Yeah? You can do a test. Try to call some temples anywhere and see if there anyone will answer the phone. So we have to be careful also, especially it says that anyone who comes to your home, especially to the temple, we should take care of them. Anyone who comes to your place of residence, you treat them like as if Narayan has arrived. You've heard of this before? Yes. So what to say? A newcomer who comes to the mandir, you should be accommodating. Treat them as if you will be able to help them for the rest of their life. To be a devotee. And don't be judgmental. It's not the attire that we are wearing. It is the quality that's within, that's being covered up by the modes of material nature that needs to be fanned. It's like a spark, you want to make it a big fire. Filling the belly will become the goal of life. As long as I have something to eat, yes, That is my goal every day. They don't have future vision. They only live day to day only. From day to day. That's it. They don't have, because they don't care about tomorrow. A devotee of the Lord, he cares about tomorrow. He cares more about what is after death. Very important. And one who is audacious will be accepted as truthful. What's that audacious mean? Let me see.
Bold.
Bold? Bold like what? Like,
Aggressive.
hey, pushing himself?
Loud, bold, and aggressive.
Or loud?
Aggressive.
Loud, audacious, loud, aggressive. Again, might is right. He who can maintain a family will be regarded as an expert man. No, he's not an expert man. Many are able to maintain their family, but Krishna is not there. So that's not the expertise. The head of the family, especially the father, must be very, very Krishna conscious in order to help the children to become Krishna conscious. And the principles of religion will be observed only for the sake of reputation. It's very important. Now this is one of the purport. I'm going to read this. It's very important. In India, there are many sacred places through which holy rivers flow, like Ganga or Yamuna. Foolish persons eagerly seek redemption from their sins by bathing in these rivers, but do not take instruction from learned devotees of the Lord who reside in such places. One should go to a holy place seeking spiritual enlightenment and not just for ritualistic bathing. Yeah, Prabhupada says also, this is the first duty of a person who is going to holy places or holy dham. It's like in Vrindavan. As soon as one goes to Vrindavan, one should not go immediately to Loi Bazaar. This mentality, oh, I'm going to go to Loi Bazaar immediately so I can get nice clothing or nice dhoti, a nice sari or something. One should seek, one should search for places where the narration, there is Harikatha. Harikatha. Sometimes the devotee says, oh, I want something new. I want something different. Even during Prabhupada's time, some devotees, they will wander here and there, thinking that they will find Krishna. They will chant near the Krishna Balaram tree, in the Parikrama Marg. He says no. Or they will hear from others, so-called sadhus, because they're not content, they're not satisfied with what is being taught in the temple. Prabhupada says, tell him he should give the class. If he's not satisfied, he should give the class. Because we're choosy. Sometimes we ask, for those of us who live in the temple, so every day there's a Bhagavatam class. So some devotees say, who's giving class today? Oh, it's okay, I'll do something else. No. Even our Guru Maharaj says, it doesn't matter who gives the class. You should attend the morning Bhagavatam class. That is the heart of the morning program. There's a devotee in New Jersey, our god brother. He's been listening to Srimad Bhagavatam classes for last 10 years. Early in the morning. In those days, there's no Zoom, right? 10 years ago. And Zoom is only like COVID time. And is having that taste every day, for 45 minutes. So, yes. Next. What time is it now? There's so many of this. I'm going to tell you what is the main solution though. The main solution is to be Krishna conscious. There's no other solution to this. We are in the darkest age. But anyone who takes part in the Sankirtan mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will not be affected so much. I am not saying you will never be affected. You will still be affected. It's like if we know the philosophy, we're not this body, yeah? Is that a philosophy? We're spirit souls, the servants of Lord Krishna. I'm saying that because we have also feelings. Just like an example, if someone in the family left, just departed, are you going to be affected or not? You will be, but not as much because you know the philosophy, you understand that we're not this body. So devotees also will get affected by Kaliyuga, but not as much. Because if it's raining, you're also going to get wet, but you have an umbrella. So you're not as wet as others under the rain without having umbrella. So this shield, this kavacha, this protection is when we chant the holy name of the Lord and follow the instructions coming from Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual master, the previous acharyas. This is how we're going to be protected. We're all going to die someday, but we know if with great sincerity we try to follow the instructions coming from Guru, Sadhus, Shastra. Shastra is infallible. I was hearing a class this morning by Srila Prabhupada. Shastra is considered to be infallible. What's infallible? Achyuta. Yes? Achyuta. This is not man-made. Dharma to saksat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma can be only initiated by the Supreme Lord through his representatives, Srila Vyasadeva, the literary incarnation. So Vyasadeva, he knew all of this. This all came from Vyasadeva, right? With collaboration with Ganapati, with Ganesh, who is the scriber. It's like a teamwork. And Ganesh says, okay, I will be writing them, but if you stop, I will also. If you stop for a moment, I will also stop. So it's continuous. He's narrating this, what's going to happen, what is the solution, the story of the Mahabharata, all these things. The Mahabharata was written after the departure of Lord Krishna. All of this, he knew, because Vyasadeva is the literary incarnation, even though he's in the Jiva Tattva category, but he was empowered to give us all of these informations for our own benefit. So these are just like warnings that is still, some of them we are seeing now, but some of them will become so rampant, so widespread that people, we have not reached this far yet, people will live underground. You will not be able to survive. People will live like rats underground. There's no more sugar, no more wheat, no more grains. But what are we gonna eat? Each other. That's Kaliyuga. It's happening in some places. In New York, during Prabhupada's time, devotees were saying there's a restaurant there that they're eating embryo. Ooh. And when they eat there, they think, oh, they're the most civilized, they're the most advanced. But it was closed down, of course. Even that time, 50 years ago, this is happening. What's going to happen in the future? No more food, no more petrol, no more flying with metals. But Prabhupada says, the future generations, our children's 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 children, they'll be so powerful that they will fly without any mechanical means. Be able to fly by mantra. So the onus now is for us. How are they going to be in that platform? Because this institution will go on for the next 10,000 years. Just imagine, 427,000 years minus 10,000 years. After 10,000 years of Kali Yuga, no more Haribol, Haribol. It's finished. It's gone. No more Hare Krishna movement.